Hey guys, the Chicken is here. We're back today with another home gym video. So in today's video, as you can see, different scenery we have going on today. I'm doing laundry downstairs. One of the benefits of having a home gym is you can do chores while you work out. But it's a bit too noisy to record, so I figured, why not come up to the sunroom that has lots of traffic and vehicles going by so frequently that it's possibly even louder than the washing machine. Yeah, we got a nice rainy day here, so I figured today would be a good thing to chat about programming, specifically programming in relation to home gyms. So with a home gym, you are limited in a few different ways, right? You're limited in the fact that most of the time you're probably going to be working out by yourself, and you're limited in the fact that you're probably not going to have a lot of bodybuilding type equipment. You might not have a lot of accessory type stuff. So what programs are we really going to be looking at, and what is going to be best for a home gym? So to talk about this, let's talk about programming in general just for a second. I was one of the guys that always ran like the cookie cutter ones. Like I've had experience with Shaco, 531. I've done a lot of the Kaizen training things. Greg Knuckles, 28 programs, strong lifts, 5x5, baby slayers, 5x5. I've done all the popular ones online, right? So I have a pretty good, I think basis to talk about some of this stuff. But yeah, so programming in general. So typically what we do in powerlifting or strength training or bodybuilding or anything is we start off with some kind of 5x5 strong lifts program. And you might think that that's what you're limited to in your home gym. I think that's a great place to start, but I mean, you can change up a lot of aspects of programming without having to, have different pieces of equipment or different accessory pieces available to you. So for example, you can change the frequency, how often you're lifting, which is a huge benefit in a home gym. For me, I was never able to work out on a high frequency, like a 6-day per week type program, because it never, like I could have done it obviously, but like it never fit my schedule, and it was always more of a pain in the ass than it was to just simply do more work 3 or 4 days a week. But yeah, having access to that now, that's something you can play around with. So you can obviously adjust the frequency, you can adjust the load, you can adjust the variation of the exercise. I mean, if we're squatting, deadlifting, and benching primarily in the home gym, there's a lot of different movements we can do within those exercises. So something to take into account there. And then there's things we can get into that are like bands and chains, things like that. That's why I think that when you're buying a power rack, you can get stuff that, is going to allow you to do block pulls, is going to allow you to do band pulls, a nice place to put your chains or whatever. That kind of stuff is really worth what it costs, because number one, it's usually pretty cheap. And number two, it just keeps you fresh, keeps you motivated, right? I find that's the biggest thing with the home gym is it's a lot easier to get into kind of that rut of lifting. And anyone that runs a program, the way it's written for 8 to 12 weeks, like a hard program or a peaking phase or whatever, by the end of it, you don't want to do squats the same way. You want to go do something fun. You want to do pull-ups with a plate, or you want to do push-ups, or different things like that. You just want to get out and do something different. So having access to some of those things to maybe one day do a band press, or last week I didn't have to, but I threw a band on the squats just to change it up. Box squats are another great thing. Like you literally just need a milk crate to be able to do them, or most people have an adjustable bench in their home gym. That works great as well. But yeah, so different types of programs we can run. Now let's run it back a bit. So I feel like a good starting point is like a 5x5, and I don't know if you need to do that. I ran it for like a year. I don't think normal people need to do that for that long, but that's a good basis to start on your barbell training. And then from there, I mean, really, I think the biggest thing is just running something that's fun for you that you can change up. That's why I really enjoy. I've been doing a lot of like conjugate style, whatever, where it's like, I like to run all my accessories on how I feel, like if I'm feeling great. Typically, the way my workouts seem to work is I'll have 1 or 2 really good days, high motivation, and on those days, I'll do more accessories than what I would normally do. And the other days where, I'm stressed, I'm tired, typically towards the end of the week, running out of time, doing other things, whatever, that's when I'll be like, okay, I'm going to do like my main lifts, back offs, hit 2 accessories hard, then like maybe a burnout set or something on top of that. But the biggest thing is to make sure that the top sets are always structured, because otherwise, you can kind of just get lost in the sauce. The accessory stuff, I don't know. I think that's more important to have fun with, unless you're specifically working on like weak points in one of your lifts, or if you're specifically trying to improve on your stiff leg deadlifts, because that's going to help out your hamstring strength or whatever. Unless you have specific goals like that. But having a home gym for, I don't know, close to 2.5 years now, there's still a lot of different stuff that you can do, even with the basics, even with a rack and a bar and some of the other things we talked about. So it doesn't have to be monotonous. It doesn't have to be boring. I mean, in the gym that I went to before, it had, all the other accessory type stuff, but I'd use it now and then. But it's nice to change it up, but at the same time, it wasn't like, it wasn't making a massive difference that I had access to like a hammer strength chest press or something like that. Sure, it's nice to use now and then. I find that the biggest thing for those types of machines is when you have an injury that you need to work around. So your shoulders are bugging you, your knees are bugging you, your lower back's all spasmed up. It's nice to be able to hit machines and still get some work in. Now, that being said, it's not going to be the same as a barbell. You're not going to get the same response. You're not going to get the same adaptations. So it's not... I think, honestly, it's more of a mental thing, just to be able to get in there and keep moving and to feel good, which is important too, don't get me wrong. But yeah, so there's a lot of different variations of the main exercises you can do. You really just have to get creative, and I think you need to sit down with your program every once in a while and just be like, okay, what am I enjoying actually doing? What do I want to do? What am I, looking forward to? What makes me dread, going into the basement or the garage because I know I have to do, certain things, maybe cut back on those, get the work in from somewhere else. So that's how I'm doing my programming lately, is just, play it mostly by feel. I've also been lifting a pretty long time, so I mean, at this point I have a fairly good idea of what works for me and what doesn't. I know I still got a lot of work to do. The lifts aren't up to snuff just yet. But yeah, when it comes to programming, the first thing is you got to get healthy, because if you're programming, you're sitting down like once a week for an hour and writing out your workouts for the week, but you're not getting enough sleep, or you're drinking alcohol every night, or you're smoking a pack of cigarettes a day, like it kind of gets into that saying of you're stepping over $10 bills to pick up dimes or whatever it is, you know what I mean? So programming isn't the end all be all. General health stuff is always going to come first. If you're into fitness enough to have a gym in your house, you probably have, that stuff pretty much on lock. But if you don't, it's something to work towards. And just make it part of your programming. It's like today I'm going to eat whatever, healthy, like set little goals like you would just with your workouts. That's a good way to do it too. Yeah. So that's what I wanted to chat about today, guys. I thought it was a nice day Sunday, it's usually programming day, I feel like, for most people. So, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with my stuff. Yeah, actually right now I did start writing my workouts down again, just because if I don't write it down, I feel like it just becomes chaotic, and then it like stresses me out. It's like, oh, I don't know what I did last week, if I'm improving or not. So I'm getting back into that, but I'm still running it pretty freely. It's like I said, the top sets are all there. The top set variations are going to be there. And the accessories, run up by the day. If you're having a great day and you feel awesome, hammer your legs. If you just need to do, one accessory movement and get the hell out of there, then, that's okay too. Working out is, it's a marathon, not a sprint, right? You're not going to look like Mr. Olympia this week because you did 4 sets of legs versus, 1 set of legs because, the baby's keeping you up at night or something like that. So, yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about today, guys. Programming tips with the chicken. If you want to see more, make sure to follow my Instagram at the Chicken Home Gym. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. That is going to wrap it up for the video today. Make sure to leave a like if you found it interesting, entertaining, or informative. Catch you next one, guys. Chicken out. Back.